All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Backpacking Podcast. As always, with me is my friend, Mr. Redbeard himself, Jeremiah Stringer. How you doing, man?
What is going on, dude? I'm doing great. How are you?
Man, I'm good. We got a lot. Hopefully, we're going to have some people coming over. The Shill brothers. We were kind of watching their live stream right before this one.
Yeah.
And they gave us a shout out. And so if you're tuning in after being on the Shill brothers live stream, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you guys on here. So somebody just commented at the bottom, oh my, they're in the same room.
Yeah. Sometimes we get to see each other.
Every once in a while. I mean, we used to do that. That's the only way we used to do the podcast
Yeah.
when we were together. So we got a lot of stuff going on tonight. But before we get going, you know what we need to show right off the bat?
Oh, what you got?
We got to show the ticker. So the ticker is up and running for tonight. Comments are already starting to come in from people. People obviously were sitting here waiting for us to get started. Okay, so tonight's guest. If you notice, there's some little things sitting over in this area. I'm trying not to knock my microphone over as I'm doing this. And if you're listening and not watching, we have a cavalcade.
Yeah, there's an assortment here
of beard treatments. We've got beard oils and balms, and we've even got this soap that smells. It's called Dark Night.
I love that people are like, you guys are always talking about these beards, blah, and then we're just doubling down.
Oh, we're not backing down. The beards are important. The beards are important, and we got a really cool guest tonight.
Yes.
Because if there's one thing I think that a lot of people will agree on, whether they like beards or not, beards and the outdoors go together.
Yes. We actually, we've been talking quite a bit. Matthew, we've been talking with him, and he is I don't know how you describe it, beard aficionado, maybe?
He is a beard professional.
Yeah.
Is what I would say. This is Matthew Treece. He is the founder and owner of the company Outdoor Beards, where all of this stuff came from. And so we want to welcome Matthew to the show today. What's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Doing good. Glad to have you on here, bro.
Hey, I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me. This is cool.
Awesome.
So I'm just curious, for those, the first thing they're probably going to ask whenever they see you, how long have you been growing your beard?
Oh, 7 years. 7 years. Yeah.
I tell John, hair, he lies to me. He says, no, bro, you're wrong. I tell him half an inch to an inch a month. He's no,
Not
I grow
for
my
me.
beard much. Well, okay, so tell us about yours.
Man, my beard grows slow. When I first started it pushed out pretty quick. I had, I don't know, 3 or 4 inches within the first year, and then it just came to a standstill. So I actually cut about 2 inches off today because I was kind of getting a little thin down here. And that was the first time I trimmed off a massive amount of beard in, I don't know, 5 years. So
now, does your beard grow naturally that straight? Or
No,
do you use a beard straightener?
I do use a beard straightener, yeah. I use a beard straightener combined with it's called a detangler brush. It's a girl's brush. And I kind of clamp them together and pull it. And otherwise, I've got these really tiny curls. And I'll lose like 3 inches. When I wake up in the morning, it's like 3 inches shorter because it's so curly.
Yeah. Well, we got some of your products here, and we were just talking about them. You're in the green room. We got some balms. We got some oils. We have some soap here. And you have this company, Outdoor Beards, and you've combined kind of what we do. We're all about the outdoors, and then we started growing these beards. So if you don't mind, tell us a little bit about where that idea come from, or how do those two passions cross?
Yeah, so my day job, which I still actually have a day job, I'm in the vaping industry. So, electronic cigarettes. And, the FDA was kind of starting to get involved. This is back in 2016, and regulations were going to come out, and we weren't quite sure what was going to happen. And then in February of 2016, my wife told me she was pregnant with my son.
Oh, wow.
And so it was kind of, when you get married, she's marrying me, and she's kind of got to deal with what comes in life. But with this kid, it wasn't his choice, and I was worried about what was going to happen with my career. And so I was like, I need to start something now so that if something happens down the road, I'm still able to take care of my family. And I had started growing a beard. You know, I'd had a beard for a few years, and I really didn't find products that I enjoyed. And I live in Idaho, as you can tell by the shirt here. And
Nice.
Idaho people, we are all about the outdoors. I mean, in the spring, I can go from wearing a shorts and t-shirt at the park next to my house to within 45 minutes, I can be on the hill snowboarding. And so it's kind of a unique place. We love the outdoors here, and it just kind of made sense. I wanted to do beard care, and you know, coming up with a theme for the company is really important. And the outdoors just made sense, and so here we are, Outdoor Beards.
Yeah.
Nice.
I take these little, they're almost like sample size containers.
Yeah, the little half ouncers.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that works perfect. I literally just throw it in with my hygiene kit and a little comb.
Yep.
That you provide.
Yeah, it's a comb. You got a comb like this. You send out one side's a little more fine, another side's a little thicker there.
Mm-hmm.
But I take mine out. Mine's in my kit. Goes out with me every time I go backpacking now.
Super lightweight. Love it.
Yeah. 0.7 ounces for you gram weenies out there.
Yeah.
0.7 ounces.
And that little half ounce tin is a screw top, so it's not going to come open in your bag and you know, end up all over the place.
Yeah, that was a good thing too for me, because when I was looking at these, the one thing I was concerned about was if it gets hot. Because we live in Kentucky. I mean, it can be 75 degrees on the trail in January. I know that because it did that last year.
Yeah.
And you get stuff in your pack, it can get hot. And when this stuff gets hot, it could get runny. And I just I wouldn't want to get that everywhere. But seeing that's a screw top and the way it fits, I have no concerns about it at all. So
no, it's not going to spill on you.
So whenever you're doing all your outdoor stuff, have you been taking any backpacking trips? What you have outdoor beards, but what is your idea of your outdoor adventure?
So I enjoy hiking the most, or just kind of exploring to a certain degree. So I do backpack. That is kind of my main pleasure, but I'm not able to do it very often. So like this year, I only went once, and it's kind of sad. You know, I've got a wife, I've got 2 kids. We just had our daughter here a month ago. And then between the businesses and work and the house and just life, I'm not able to get out as much as I enjoy. But backpacking is definitely my favorite. But when it comes to backpacking, I'm kind of like a weekend warrior. In fact, for me, like a single night is good. I've got my backpacking fix. My favorite trip of all time, though, was Zion National Park. I went and hiked Observation Point, which is one of the tallest places you can get to in Zion. And then I did the Narrows, where you're in a river, like waist deep, in a river, hiking through a canyon. And it was, that was the most epic thing I've ever done.
Wow, where was this?
Zion National Park in southern Utah. So you've got Arches National Park is southeast of Utah, and then Zion National Park is southwest. And I've been to both. I went to Arches with my brother that same year. And then the Zion National Park trip, I actually went there with a guy I met on Instagram. I saw his photos, and I was like, I noticed that he lived near me. And so I hit him up. I was like, hey, let's go have a beer. So we sat down for a beer, and I was like, hey, I'm doing this four-day trip to Zion, and I need somebody to go with me. Do you want to go? And it ended up being a great trip. Cool. It was a lot of fun. Just this random guy who I met on Instagram. We went and did a 4-day trip together, and it was awesome.
Wow.
That's cool. You're getting a couple comments on here real quick.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations on the new baby.
Hey, thank you.
That's really cool.
Cute. Oh, my gosh.
And then also, if you grow your beard long enough, you can use it as a backpack.
I want to use it as a mask. You know?
Yeah. I've asked if I'm allowed to do that. I was told by our local health department director that that's not the case. So
somebody
I was a little bummed out by that.
Somebody told me to put something in it and turn it into a bowl and eat soup from it. Was that you?
No.
I was like, I don't even think that's possible.
I've actually seen that
Actually,
before.
it is possible. So there's a picture online of a guy who does this, and he actually lives here. And they do these competitions where they style their beard in weird ways. And I don't know if they put Elmer's glue or what in this, but they do all kinds of weird stuff. And the guy made a bowl and ate top ramen out of it.
That is crazy.
He ate top ramen.
And
yeah,
disgusting.
One of the guys on that team, or I don't know if you call it a team, but it's kind of a sport. He did these circles in his beard, and he put beer cans in it. And you just grab a beer and They
That's
do
kind
weird
of awesome.
stuff.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah.
So we found out something about you. We actually went
Where's this
online
gonna go?
and we watched one of your videos. It was when you moved
Okay.
into the new place where you're sitting right now.
Oh yeah.
And as you were doing that, as you were moving into it, the camera panned by towards the end of the video, and you had some computer screens up. And when the computer screens went up, when I went over the computer screens, I noticed there were Star Wars things hanging from your ceiling. So
those are my Star Wars Lego sets. Yes.
So you're a Star Wars fan.
I am.
That's funny. We're Star Wars fans too.
Of course. That's why we get along so well.
Yeah, big time Star Wars fans. And so we want to do something we call around here the pop quiz.
Oh.
But this is going to be a Star Wars edition of the pop quiz tonight.
Okay. All right,
and we're going to quiz you about it. So here we go. All right. We're all ready. Here we go.
This is going to be. Oh, I don't. Wait.
You got a mask?
No, but I have a Baby Yoda Star Wars Lego set. Can I just do this?
Oh,
I like it.
That's awesome.
This is maybe the most uncomfortable thing I've ever done in my whole life. I just want to put that out there.
Oh.
Man, I thought there was more time in that music too. There was not a lot of time. In that
You're a stormtrooper. For those people who are only listening, John is wearing a stormtrooper Halloween mask that
this is great.
it fits his 2-year-old son.
This is my 2-year-old son's mask. Yes,
and
these are not the droids you're looking for.
The reason I sound funny is because I have a Darth Vader mask on, with, if you can imagine, a giant red beard sticking out the bottom.
And I still have my hat on, so I mean, there's that.
I didn't know this was happening, or I would have gone and bought a mask.
Honestly, we didn't know this was happening until about 10 minutes before we got started. So,
Okay,
with that said, we got a few questions for you. So I'm going to ask the questions.
What do
You
you got?
guys get to be the ones that answer the questions. So the first question, we'll ask you first. Matthew, you go by Matt or Matthew? Which do you prefer?
I actually don't have a preference.
Okay, we'll stick with Matthew then.
Okay, fair.
We'll stick with it. We'll stick with it. Matthew, this is going to be the most confusing thing ever. What would you consider to be the best lightsaber battle of all of the movies?
Oh boy. I'm going to go with in episode 1, The Phantom Menace, with Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Darth Maul.
Oh, yeah.
I actually
Good
tend to
choice.
watch that movie and fast forward just so I could watch that segment.
Yeah, because the rest of the movie is kind of trashy.
Yeah.
It was pretty awful. What about you, Jeremiah? Best lightsaber battle?
I'm going to kind of cheat here. I'm not going to pick one. One of my favorite characters, actually, you have the child from The Mandalorian, and you called him Baby Yoda for those of you who are listening. And
Which started today.
yeah,
And I've already watched the first episode.
Yeah, people are watching it live. Don't spoil it.
I'm not. All I'm going to tell you is the last 30 seconds of it are fantastic.
No.
I didn't tell you anything. I said the last 30 seconds are fantastic. So if you think it's going to be ending, don't stop. It's awesome. It's just awesome.
I'm going to say anything with actual Yoda. I don't know. I tried to look into what species he is, and
They don't know. It's unknown.
Yeah, it's very hard to find much information.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say any time that Yoda touches a lightsaber would be my favorite battle.
Yeah. Well, especially against Count Dooku.
Yeah, Yoda with Count Dooku. That was pretty epic.
That was a pretty good one. My favorite lightsaber battle in Star Wars actually is not even from one of the movies.
What is it?
It's from one of the cartoons.
Oh, hey.
It was in Clone Wars.
Yeah,
As
Clone
they were
Wars.
getting towards the end, it was Ahsoka Tano and Darth Maul.
Oh, yes.
That was killer. That was killer.
That. I feel
So
like
good.
a total nerd right now. I feel so nerdy.
But you're among friends. It's all good. Okay, so number 2, and this is an important question. This is an important question.
Got it.
Best non-force wielding character. So somebody who didn't use the force.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go first.
You go first. I got to think about this.
I'm going to say probably Princess Leia.
No, she's
Yeah,
a
crush
force
on her as a
wielding
kid?
user. No, she's force wielding later on. I don't know if you.
She
know
is.
that.
Oh, he's right. We can't go with that.
Hey, you can't bring a nerd into this. And not
I love it. No, it's good. That's good that you're bringing that up.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with. I'm really loving the Mandalorian. I'm gonna go with it.
Okay.
What's the main character's name?
The Mando.
Well, but he actually has a real name. Mandalorian is just like the. I don't know if you
That's
call it
his
a
race.
culture. No, it's not race either because he was adopted in. So now, see, I'm
Oh, good
nerding out
point.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just
So-
was
they just call him
adopted.
Mando. He's been called Mando for the whole
Okay,
show.
so let's
yeah,
just call him Mando, okay? Because I don't know what his name is. Maybe
okay,
we'll
that's
find
fair.
out.
that's cool. What about you?
Man, that's really. I was trying to think about it, but then I had to, deal with his.
You
leg
had to
comment.
interject.
Actually, you know what? I'm kind of having a brain fart here. What is the main stormtrooper in the cartoon, the Clone Wars? What's his name? The main
Rex?
captain guy. Rex. Thank you.
Rex?
I'm going to go with Rex. Actually, I really enjoyed his character in that show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Mine's Han Solo, 120%.
that is so.
Oh
meta.
yeah.
Han Solo, I don't even care.
That's
Han
okay.
Solo, like my favorite, like of the new movies that came out, my favorite moment was when him and Chewie walk into the Millennium Falcon and he says, "We're
Yeah.
home." I was like,
Yep.
"That." I might have
got
teared up just a
goosebumps.
touch. I might have teared up just a little bit when that happened. But I'm just saying, Han Solo, man, like he's just the coolest guy. A girl looks
Yeah.
at him and says, "I love you," and he's about to die, and he just looks at her and goes, "I know."
I know.
I mean, come on. I mean, coolest guy on the planet. Okay, so
As boss.
best bad guy or bad girl?
Bad guy or bad girl.
Yeah, I don't want to be sexist. So either bad
Hang on
guy
a
or
sec.
bad girl.
We're gonna go outside
Evil
of
character.
video. Is that okay?
Okay, let's hear it.
Okay, so extended universe, legends, books, right? Darth Bane, the Darth Bane trilogy
Ooh,
was my
yeah.
favorite book series. Well, okay, Thrawn was pretty good too, but Darth Bane is one of my favorites. That trilogy is amazing. I'm really nerdy. Oh my gosh!
Dude, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
He made the rule of two, by the way, for those who don't know. The rule of two with Master and Apprentice only. That was Darth Bane. There you go.
I love it.
Star Wars
So-
history lesson.
On what episode does Darth Maul die in? Is it episode 2 or 3?
What episode
Well-
is he dying?
Yeah.
Well, he gets cut in half in episode 1, but then he comes
He
back
lives.
later in Clone Wars, yeah. So he doesn't actually
Okay.
die till... is it Star Wars Rebels that he dies
It's
in?
Rebels. It's
Yeah.
Rebels. He dies. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah,
Man,
so
we
he's
are
around for a
nerds.
long
Look at
time.
this.
I know.
We are
Like
really big nerds.
complete Star Wars nerds. There's
I
probably
was-
people getting off of here right now saying, "I
This
can't
was
believe
supposed
we're
to be
listening to this."
an outdoor backpacking podcast. We're
That's
talking
okay.
Star Wars. I love it.
We just
is
talk
great.
about whatever we want. We'll get back to backpacking
Yeah, we
here in
will.
just a
I
second.
will.
It's
Absolutely.
okay. I don't mind. I really don't.
I was gonna say Darth Maul. His lightsabers. I was like, this is the coolest
is really
thing
cool.
ever.
Yeah.
But I think I'll have to go back to my mask and go with Darth Vader because
He's
classic.
a pretty cool character, man. I'm not gonna lie.
And sacrificing yourself. I mean, how can you
I'm not gonna fight
argue?
you.
with
I'm not
that?
gonna fight you on that. I'm not gonna fight you on that. Mine is deep also.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
going deep cut on this as well.
Okay.
And it's actually I think he's in some of the books, but he's mostly a video game character actually. And that's Darth Revan.
Okay.
I don't know Darth Revan.
You know Darth Revan?
Yeah, I do. I read the book.
That's
He was a
one
good
bad man. That was
Yeah.
one bad man.
But he was also originally a Jedi, and then he turns back to the good side later. So
oh,
is he actually
but-
bad?
He starts dark side. Bastila Shan, I'm getting so stupid nerdy right now, people.
Deeper than I am.
She comes over to bring him to the light side, and he eventually goes back to the dark side.
Oh, it's been a while.
I think that
Yeah.
y'all might need to start a Star Wars podcast.
We might just have to have we'll just wait when this thing's over. Like, don't leave the green room right away. We'll
Okay.
talk.
We'll
talk
we'll
afterwards
chat.
about Star Wars.
Yep. We'll chat.
Okay, and last question. This one has to stick to the movies.
Okay.
Which was the best movie?
Oh,
I'll go
gosh.
first on this one. I haven't gone first on any of them. I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
It's The Empire Strikes Back.
Agreed.
Hands down for me, Empire Strikes Back. I don't question any other. I mean, I'm not saying any of the movies aren't good. That's just got to be that way for
It's
me.
the best.
Yep.
Jeremiah?
I'm
you
going to say any of the non-Disney-fied ones is what I'm going to cheat code and go with.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah.
not favorite movie. That's movies. You got to give me
Yeah.
one. Come on, man. You're being forced to
Apparently
answer
he
this.
really didn't like the Disney versions.
I guess not.
Well, they're fine. They're fine. But there's a difference between George Lucas creating something and Disney doing something to keep the ball rolling and make money.
You know, George Lucas created Jar Jar Binks, right?
I actually like Jar Jar Binks. I'm sorry. I'm one of the
You don't
few.
like
It's okay.
Jar Jar?
You're allowed to like. I don't
No,
like
I
him.
do. I do. I like
Okay. Don't worry, audience. I'll steer this train back on the tracks. Okay.
Let's get back on the trail. On the trail, if you will.
Oh, I like
That's
it.
good.
Ooh.
That's good, Matt.
Thank you.
So let me we're a backpacking podcast. Let me ask you something
Okay.
about backpacking. Okay. We'll get it on track here. So y'all don't have to yell at me. What is your go-to backpack at the moment? Let's talk gear for a minute. People love
Okay, yeah. I've got an Osprey Athos, I believe it's called. Is it an Athos?
Is that the big boy or is that the 58?
It's a 55.
55, okay.
It's got the whole removable brain. One thing I like about it is the brain actually inverts into a day pack, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about it is it's 5 pounds empty.
Yep.
So
Okay, so just a true story here. He currently uses an Osprey backpack,
Mhm.
and I started out
You
using
have
an
the
Osprey
Atmos.
backpack.
right?
I have the Atmos, and the other day, does yours have a red strap inside for you to like snap and draw the mouth closed?
Oh,
Okay,
yes.
well-
Yeah, it does. Yeah, right
Well,
at the
mine
top.
no longer does.
Oh,
I thought
that's
about
sad.
cutting. I thought about cutting every strap off there. I was like, maybe it's necessary, maybe it's not. But I think that mine is like I took the brain off because it is not a day pack. I actually saw somebody not too long ago on the trail, and I stopped them and asked them. I was like, "What are you wearing?" And they're like, "Oh, this little thing. This is actually the brain of my backpack,
Yeah.
and it like straps on me, kind of like a running backpack. If y'all saw those, like the spandexy ones, but
Okay.
this one is strapped on, and they're like, "This is the brain off my backpack." Mine doesn't do that. The Atmos doesn't. So it's literally in a closet somewhere. I never use
It was a newer thing. Yeah. But
So-
the pack's heavy, and that's sad.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I have a Stratus. It's a 50-liter
Okay.
Stratus, and it weighs 3 pounds 11 ounces, so it's lighter for an Osprey pack. It's not like the Levity or anything like that, where it's like under 2 pounds or anything,
Mhm.
but it is a lighter pack, and I like it, but I don't know. I like the packs that are just a big open bag with a couple pockets on the outside and a big pocket on the back, and I'm good. Like I'm one of those guys. I just let me shove all my stuff in there and not have to worry about it. You know, I know
You're
some
losing
people
it in all the pockets.
Yeah, I don't need the pockets. Not for me. Now, what about you? Do you like having all the extra pockets and things like that, or?
It doesn't have a ton, actually. I had my very first backpack was a Teton 3400. I bought it at Sportsman's Warehouse, and the thing had like 50 pockets on it. And my hiking partner and I, we got into backpacking at the same time together, and so we kind of went through the gear process together. And so we both had this pack, and we took it on our trip. And by the time we were done, we wanted to throw them in the garbage because we couldn't find anything. Because it had so many pockets, you think, oh, it'll be so organized, and you're not because everything's in a different pocket.
It's hard to remember where everything's put.
Yeah, so
This
I
is
actually
interesting.
prefer just the big pocket, and then I use the side pockets for the water bottles, and the brain is I've just got some random stuff in there like raincoat, my ditty bags in there, that type of thing.
That's cool. Chris Oconey's on here. He has some good videos. You ever watch Chris's videos?
Yeah, I know, Chris.
He's got some
I
cool
don't.
stuff out there. But you need to check him out. He's really cool. He
will check him
collects
out.
old Kelty spectral white clouds. I've never even heard of that.
What
I
is
haven't heard of
that?
this either.
But if Chris likes them that much, I'm thinking
You gotta check
maybe
them
I
out.
need to find out what they are, because he's got a pretty good mind for the backcountry. So I'm kind of curious what those are.
Do you know his day job?
No.
I don't know if he's comfortable with me sharing it, but I can tell you
You're gonna
off
do it
air.
anyway.
No, I won't do it anyway. I'll
Okay.
respect his privacy,
Well, he'll
but
do it anyway.
it's one of the it's one of the most interesting. I know now people are chomping at the bit, and he can comment it if he wants,
Yeah.
but he has a super interesting day job.
Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah, you would never. I don't know. I don't want to say you'd never think that backpacking those align, but super cool. I was going to tell you, we were talking about ospreys. Whenever I was through hiking the long trail, two of the people in my trail family that I met, they were married, and one guy had like a 35-liter pack, and his wife had a 30-liter pack, both osprey. And I was like, how in the world? Like, mine's 65 liters, and I'm still strapping stuff to the outside. Like, how are you all fitting such a minimal amount of gear? But I guess that they're like kind of sharing gear.
Yeah.
And that
they
kind
share
of
a
stuff.
tent.
You share a tent, you can cut out a lot of your
Yeah.
space that way.
Yeah.
Chris just said that backpack is a 1990 era ultra lightish 2.5 pound backpack, which for the 90s that would have been super lightweight
Yes.
for a backpack.
Oh, all
Super
right.
lightweight. Maddie Outdoors just said one big pocket, one water bottle or two water bottle pockets on the side, and a stretchy mesh pocket on the back. All a man needs.
Yeah, that's pretty much what my pack is, aside from the brain. Like, there's not a. I guess there's like a zipper inside the mesh thing where you can hide your wallet, but I don't even use that pocket.
Oh yeah.
What I like to do is I always try to do it the exact same way to make things more efficient. So for some reason, I'll put my backpack on the ground and lean it back and hold it with my legs. And mine has a zipper on each side on the front and then like a mesh pocket. And on one side, I always keep my little ditty bag with all my water stuff. And then I stick a couple of hot hand packs in there. And the
You
other
like
side,
those hot hands, don't you? You
Bro,
use those a lot.
I love
I've noticed that.
that is my like one of my number one luxury items. Then the other side is always a gallon Ziploc bag with all my hygiene stuff. I just kind of throw the toothbrush in there. It's kind of gross. It's with everything, but that's how I stay organized.
Well, at least it's not used toilet paper. That might be a problem.
Toilet paper. I don't stick toilet paper in there. I gotta keep it handy, man.
Your hygiene kit?
It's not in the hygiene kit.
Where do you keep yours?
In the mesh pocket, I like to keep the rain jacket down at the bottom.
Yeah.
And then on the left side of the rain jacket, I stick my Z seat. On the right side of the rain jacket, I have toilet paper in a gallon Ziploc bag, toilet paper, baby wipes, and my deuce of spades in there.
There you go.
Yeah.
Which we
Deuce of
found out
spades.
our last podcast. We found out the deuce of spades is a failure apparently. So
Is it really?
that's what we were told.
I missed that one.
We just learned that it's no good anymore. So it's had its time.
Well, we've had it.
I'm gonna keep mine because I like it.
I like mine. So okay, question for you while you're on here. So that's your backpack. What shoes do you hike in, or do you use boots, or what are you hiking in?
I use Solomon trekking shoes, or running shoes. Solomon running shoes. I think they're running shoes. Anyway, I prefer the low cut. I do have a pair of Solomon hiking boots that I use at work, because they last forever. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I prefer the low cut when I'm hiking. I sweat too much, I guess. I don't know. I like a little bit more airflow.
Let's say I've got a buddy who took Solomon's on the entire AT.
Oh, yeah.
And every few hundred miles, once they'd start to fail, he'd contact Solomon and they'd send him a new pair.
Yep. Mine are still doing good. I've had them for 3 years. But I also don't, hike as much as I want to.
Do you ever take your trail runners or your Solomon running shoes in the wintertime?
I've never hiked in the wintertime. I hate being cold. I hate it.
Oh,
I
wow.
really do.
Couple hot hands, man. It'll be
Yeah,
straight.
apparently all I need is hot hands. They solve all the problems.
Jeremiah
No,
loves
I've never gone in the winter.
Dude,
Jeremiah loves cold weather.
I take 2 puffies in the winter. It's just too cold. I'm cold right now.
I know you are. We've got a heater in my garage right now, so that Jeremiah can.
Let me explain a little bit here. So I used to be in construction. I was a finished carpenter back when I was younger. And one of the things I hated about that job, and I loved that job, but the thing I hated was using an outhouse. In the summertime, it's way too hot. But more importantly, in the wintertime, it is frozen. A frozen outhouse. And I hated it. And I could not imagine trying to do my business in the winter while backpacking. No, I'm good.
I'm not going to blame you for that. I'm not going to blame you for that.
I have the perfect solution.
Hot hands?
Look what I brought, John.
Okay, backstory. Last week or Monday, we're talking about bidets. I don't know how we got to the conversation about backcountry bidets.
We're not diving deep in today
No.
on bidets.
Tom Cipernowski, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing his name right.
I think so, yeah.
Tom got on our chat and he said, if I send Jeremiah a backcountry bidet, will he do a review of it? And without thinking, Jeremiah said yes.
I don't remember
boy.
saying yes, and I don't think there's
And-
video footage saying that.
And so this is what got sent to him today. We're hoping it's not used.
Smells clean.
How would you?
It's
Okay, so,
clean.
question for you. Since we're on this topic, how would you feel about using a backcountry bidet?
Oh, here we go with the bidets.
Oh boy, I don't know. I have enough problems with that whole process, and it's my least favorite thing about backpacking. I watched one of your podcasts where you talked about technique. And I've tried a couple techniques. I can't seem to find my technique. I hate having to deal with that. I think it's one of the reasons I don't do multi-day backpacking trips, because I just hate it.
So
I love everything else about backpacking. Believe me, I love it. I even love the food, like the freeze-dried food that you boil in water. I love that stuff. I really do. I like being sweaty. I like sleeping in my tent. My sleep system is amazing, by the way. But I
What's
just
in your
hate that process.
Tell us about your sleep system.
hold on, let me take the day off.
Yeah, we don't need to discuss the bidet.
We're just-
Let's not talk about it.
No one wants to see my bidet. Yeah, tell us about the system.
Okay, so the sleep system, I use the Nemo. Oh gosh, the Nemo insulated
Tensor?
Tensor. Yes, there you go. I've got that with a Zen Bivy. The Zen Bivy, if you don't know what that is like it's a multi-layer system. So it's a sheet that actually attaches to your pad, and then you can zip this thing up in multiple configurations. And I'm a side sleeper, and my legs go all over the place. I normally have to have a leg sticking out of the bed, and so mummies don't really work for me. And the Zen Bivy is amazing. It's so comfortable. I think it goes down to like 23 degrees, which, since I don't hike in the winter, 23 degrees is fine. And man, I almost sleep better in that than I do my own bed.
That's awesome. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this now. I hate to say it. We have to do this. People are commenting.
No.
So we've got. I'd rather use poison ivy than a water bottle.
Why do people comment?
Backcountry bidet all day.
All day. Okay.
We've got poison ivy would be itchy. That's true. Oh man, pooping with the view. Nothing beats it.
Oh man, your viewers are great.
Bidet. No,
really are.
don't. Oh my gosh. Doc Watson, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. And then backpacking with Jason gets on here. Mr. Backpacking with Jason, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Gets on here.
I hope
What's
you can
up,
see
everyone?
the ticker.
So speaking of that, I need to be switching that up so that it's actually on right now. Mr. Backpacking with Jason is on right now. That's good. So also just to comment, the Zen Bivy.
Oh
that's
man,
cool.
It is so cool.
I tried. I don't know if you call it a bivy. It was like the tarp tent, one person. It was an older one that I borrowed off someone. Like the first couple of times I went backpacking, and my thing with the whole bivy setup was I could only go in like feet first, and then I don't know what the clearance was, but it had to be under 3 feet. It's like only for me to sleep in.
It's for laying down when it comes to a tent. I don't know why they call it a Zen Bivy. I'm not sure what that. I don't know where that comes from, because it's a sleeping system. I don't know why it's called a bivy. If somebody knows that, please comment.
Is it possible for you to put a picture of that on here?
What's that?
The Zen Bivy that he's talking about?
I'll look it up. You guys keep talking.
Okay. So
you got more personality than me anyway.
No,
so you go ahead and keep going.
not a chance. So
yeah, but I got a bigger beard than you both.
Oh,
I hope so. You own a beard company. You better have a
Okay,
bigger
that's
beard.
fair. That's fair.
yeah, 7 years. You got 7 years on me, kid.
Yep.
7 years. So the bivy is yours. You actually go in feet first.
Okay, well it's called a Zen Bivy, but it's basically a sleeping bag that hooks to your pad. It's not a tent.
So is that your full shelter setup?
No, I have my tent, because the Zen Bivy, that's just my sleeping bag. It's just a weird type of sleeping bag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my tent is a it's called a Nature Hike Up 2. Cloud Up 2. Cloud Up. And I actually hate that thing. I just haven't. So, like what you're talking about with a bivy tent, you can only enter it from like the long side, and so I have to like crawl in and then turn around. It's weird. It's hard to get in and out of, and I don't like it. But I haven't found the tent that I want to buy yet.
Well, are you a 2-person type guy?
Yeah.
I assume since.
Okay, so this is the Zen Bivy right here. So we're
Are you
gonna
gonna be able to
put
put this up? There you go. Hey, that's it. That's the one.
Do you look like that when you're laying in it? Do you wear yoga
see,
pants
on the
and
left.
sports bra?
On the left, right there. That's how I sleep. And
Nice.
yeah, I totally look just like that.
I need to get me a quilt too, man, because I like a lot of leg room, and I have the Nemo Disco 15 degree, and it's like a spoon shape. So even though it's a mummy, it's like twice as wide as a normal mummy. And so
Okay.
I sleep in it for like 3 or 4 weeks whenever I was through hiking the long trail, and never felt too restricted. But the thing with the quilt is it's a lot lighter because you're like cutting out the second half or the back of the sleeping bag, if that makes sense.
You're cutting out the useless part of the backpack.
Yeah,
Basically.
or not backpack, but
Or sleeping bag.
Yeah, you don't have to carry that extra weight. The 2-person tent, I don't know. I wish there was a 3-person tent that was ultra light because, I have a North Face 3-person tent, but it's like over 5 pounds. So actually, John took it on an adventure one time, not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
But he got to sleep in it. What do we call it? It's like
the castle?
Yeah.
The palace. It was the palace is what we call it. We called it the palace.
So that's what I'm looking for, but I got to have, I'm going to try to say this right. I did it right in my video. People even commented.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
I like at least having the vestibule.
You said it right, man. Way to go.
Good job. Hey, very nice.
I feel like I deserve a cookie. So
I don't have anything here. You can have some extra beard salve for your,
Oh yeah.
There you go.
That'll help. Something sweet. Something sweet. I can eat it.
There's a peppermint one right here.
I wouldn't suggest you do that.
No. Probably not. So I like having that vestibule so that if it's raining or something, I can cook under it. But the double doors is where it's at. So I don't know. Yours, you say it sucks. Well, you didn't say it sucks, but
if
you said
I had
you hate it.
If I had a single door that was on the side of the tent, I think I'd be fine.
Yes.
It's the fact that it's on the long side, so like you can't like sit down and turn into the tent. You have to crawl in, do this weird configuration to try to get out of it.
Yeah, right here. If I use a Fly Creek 2. I have a Big Agnes Fly Creek 2, and Hunter, a buddy of ours, got on here, just said Nature Cloud Up 2 is basically the Big Agnes Fly Creek 2. So if that's the case, I know exactly what you're talking about. It feels like you're in a doghouse.
Yes, a doghouse.
crawling
That's
in
a
and out
perfect
of.
way to describe it. By the way, Jeremiah, I actually cook inside my tent.
No way.
You were talking about the vegetable. I cook inside my tent.
Yeah, I was talking about the vegetable.
He watches.
Vegetable. Vegetable.
Hey, I want to let you know too. Hunter also said that beard oil is amazing. So
hey, thank you.
Yeah, I went on a hike with Hunter, and I had some with me. I actually left it in the car and took the small one that we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I took the balm with me, but I didn't want to take the oil because it's a bigger bottle. So we got back to the car. I was like, dude, you got to try some of this out. He's got a major mustache.
Oh, he does.
Oh, nice.
He has like handlebars going on and stuff. It's pretty nice.
My wife won't let me do that. She I could if I let the mustache grow, it would be huge, but she won't let me.
Mine hates it too. I want to hear about the cooking in the tent. Is that safe?
He's probably using a wood stove.
Wood stove.
That's
it.
I don't know if it's safe or not, but I don't know. When I wake up in the morning, I don't know, crawling out, and I like it inside my tent. I don't know why, even though I hate the door with the tent, but I like being in my tent when I'm backpacking. And yeah, I have a jet boil. Had to think about that for a minute.
Oh, okay.
And I just set that up right there, and I'm sitting there watching it. It's not like I'm walking away or something. I'm in my tent.
But that locks together, right? That's like the top you twist and it locks into place. Yep. So it's like my cook pot. I've had it to slide off multiple times on some of the stoves I've used,
Oh, I wouldn't
And
do it with a regular cook pot. No.
yeah, I can see where the jet boil would work. And I've heard some of my friends be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna go get in my tent and turn on my stove and warm it up in there."
Hmm.
But I always hesitate to give people advice on anything like that because God forbid they die of carbon monoxide poisoning because they listen to some idiot like me. you know. So
I
Yeah,
think
I
it's
don't know
funny.
if I
We were
would
talking about
suggest it for anybody.
we were talking earlier about the weight of the oil, and
Yeah.
Jeremiah puts on, or Hunter puts on here. Jeremiah is one to get upset
Oh.
about weight.
So actually, we use plastic bottles for our beard oil, whereas the bulk of the industry uses glass, and we use plastic because I'm a backpacker and I wanted to be able to take it with me and not have it weigh half a pound.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I noticed that your dropper's like built in because
Hmm.
I have one friend that, like, I showed you pictures of him. My friend Brad, his beard was like down below his waist. He keeps it braided all the time. He teaches at the same school that I do. And I actually let him try some of the beard oil that you gave me. So, and he loves it, by the way.
Oh,
But he
nice.
says
Thank you.
that, yeah, no problem. So he says that he takes his out of the glass bottles and puts it in like a spray bottle.
I like how you
Okay,
made the
yeah.
sound effect before you did it. It's not he puts it in a spray bottle, it's he puts it in a spray bottle.
Hey, can you make a
Service.
sound effect for my bottle? I don't know what that would sound like. But...
Yes. Droop. Droop.
I don't know. Let me see. Let me make a noise here. No.
I wish, man.
Speaking of this, I do want to talk about this stuff because we're heading up at about 45 minutes in, and I want to make sure we don't miss the opportunity to talk about this stuff because
Appreciate that.
I actually got to use. I was using beard oil for a little while before I got this from you, and the one thing I never liked about beard oil was it was like near impossible to get it off my hands.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seemed like I would put it in, I'd get it all rubbed in real nice, and then my hands were like a disgusting mess for like ever. I felt like I could never get the oil off my hands. But this stuff wipes off really easy. I was shocked by that. Jeremiah and I were actually talking about that before the show.
Yeah.
How
That
much
was intentional.
Yeah. So let's ask you this. If we're talking about beard oil, I'm sure there's some other beard people on here, and I know there's one guy that just commented on your beard stuff. He's an astronomer on top of a backpacker, and he likes the Under the Stars name of the oil and balm. So
that one's
that's
a eucalyptus and grapefruit. If you're interested in that, they're Escaping the Office was that channel's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, Escaping the Office. There's one here called Escaping the Office. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit what made you choose the types of oils that you did, and how did you come up with this? Because you mentioned you didn't like the stuff that you saw on the market and you wanted to create something for yourself. So what was it that made you choose what you chose?
Oh boy, that goes. There was a lot of research in that, and I'm talking. So I came up with the idea of outdoor beards because I decided in February I wanted to do something. I came up with the idea of a beard care company in March, and then we didn't launch till Thanksgiving Day of that same year. So there was, what is that, 7-8 months? Can't do math right now. Pretty much all of that time was spent doing research and trial and error. I spent a lot of money testing stuff out and playing with stuff and putting it on my skin and making sure it didn't feel weird. And the first thing I came up with was balm. I'm more of a balm guy myself because I need that control. And man, I did so many renditions, and it was really just about how it felt. So when I say I didn't like what I was buying from other people, that was more scent related and the consistency. Those two things is what I wanted to do better. And so the consistency of the beard balm, how it feels, how it acts. I didn't need something that was a wax in my beard because I like the natural flow and having it move in the wind. I don't want it to be like a gel. And so finding that consistency was important, and then the scent was important, and it was just a lot of trial and error. And I mean a lot. You can ask my wife.
So maybe you can give me some advice. You're talking about, the oils, and John and I were talking about how it wipes off easily. I take that balm with me into the backcountry, and typically what I bring with me with my like cook kit is like a little, I I don't know. It's like the thing you dry your car off with whenever you're at home if you've washed.
Okay,
it, like
yeah, I
those
know what you're
little
talking about.
towels. So I was afraid after putting it in to wipe it on that towel, and I don't really want to put it into the water sources. So what would you have anything to suggest if there is somebody and they use a product like this and they're in the back country? Should they just sacrifice a baby wipe? That could be dangerous, though.
Yeah, it can be. Actually, the whole water source thing is not really that big of a deal. All of my base ingredients are all natural. The only thing that's not natural in there is some of the scent is created from man-made scents. But it's such a small amount of the recipe. I'm talking like less than 0.5% of any recipe is going to be a man-made scent. So the water source side of things, I wouldn't really worry about that too much. I mean, you dip in your plastic bottle into the water source is probably going to put off more than that. Other than that, if that's a real concern for you, then yeah, sacrifice a baby wipe. That's going to be the easiest thing to get it off of your hands. Or if you do, bring hand sanitizer, that'll do it too.
Yeah,
That's not a bad idea.
I didn't even think of that.
We gotta make a real quick shout out here because he's becoming kind of a mini celebrity on our channel, and that's Odin on the Trail.
Oh,
Our little
hey.
buddy Odin. He said his daddy has a beard and he needs to get him some beard stuff.
Nice.
And I would agree with that 100%.
I'll tell you what, you get a hold of me, send me an email. Well, should we do email? Message me on something. I'm all over the place. Message me on something, and I'll take care of your dad.
I'll hook you up with
That's
Odin.
cool. That's cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
You're gonna hook him up with some stuff?
I'll hook you up with him. I don't have the stuff.
Yes, hook me up with him. I will hook him up with the stuff.
Wow. Odin. I like Odin.
Yeah, and we got some really cool comments coming in now. We got beard oils equals hydrated silky beard feel.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah. That is one thing I noticed.
I'm more of a beard balm guy. Balm is better for your beard than oil.
Really?
I didn't know that.
Yep.
That's good knowledge to have.
So here's why. I'll give you a quick little thing here because I know we're starting to run out of time.
You're good. Go for it.
Beard balm has your cocoa butter, your shea butter, your coconut oil. Those are solid ingredients, and you can't put them in an oil. So your beard balm is gonna, you have some stuff in there that you can't get from an oil. So it's kind of, if you can only do one, then I say do beard balm because you're gonna get the most out of it. Some people like myself, I use both because beard oil is fast absorbing, whereas beard balm is slow absorbing. So after I get out of the shower, I put in a little bit of oil first, and then I go about my business, and then I put beard balm over the top of that to last for the rest of the day.
Oh, wow.
But balm is more important than oil.
See, that's why you need to stay on after the show's over and give us some tips.
That sounds good.
We need to hear from that. Someone agreed with you, too. Doc Watson, he loves the blowing in the wind with his beard as well.
Oh, yeah, right?
Doc Watson has a beard.
I've got a buddy who rides a motorcycle. He's got a big beard like mine, and he comes over to the house, he steps off his bike, and his beard is just on two sides right there.
I love it. I love it. And I will let you know that somebody commented that tobacco, vanilla, and also cider are my favorite scents that they like. And
tobacco, vanilla.
Jeremiah's wife, Bridget, likes the smell of the tobacco pipe one.
Hey, that was inspired by my grandpa. Thank you. I appreciate that. He
Yeah,
used to smoke a pipe when I was a kid.
For those people that don't know, so I read about your story. I love that all of the things, like was mentioned earlier with the Under the Stars, I think it was called, all of the things that you produce and the names that you use have a story behind them and have meaning.
Yep.
And what's really cool is you literally called it Outdoor Beards.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that is your passion.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure.
I love that. And I told my wife about the grandpa's pipe and the inspiration there. I was reading up on it on your website, but that was absolutely her favorite.
Well, I was going to say my wife picked out one of the scents that I got, and that was the s'mores one.
Oh, yeah. My wife
that.
loves that one, too. All the ladies like the s'mores, man.
Yeah. Yeah, she usually, the other beard stuff I had, man, she would just be like, that smells awful. and then I put that s'mores in, and man, you improved my married life. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm glad to help. Yeah, awesome.
Now, there's also more to your beard company than just selling beard oils. You actually have some causes that you really care about.
Yeah.
Would you take a minute and talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we haven't done anything for a little while. I need to. I've just been so busy. So we love to support kids with cancer. That's our kind of the thing that is behind us, I guess, or I don't know how you would say that. But what happened is the doctor who delivered my son her son had just been diagnosed with cancer, or was diagnosed like within 2 weeks of my son being born. Her son was diagnosed with it was called neuroblastoma, which is a cancer that affects kids from like 2 to 5. And so she was supposed to be our pediatrician as well. And then when we go to have our appointments after the kid was born, she wasn't around. And come to find out, this had happened. And I got involved in a charity event for her son. And if you guys want to see this kid, on Facebook, look up Courage for Coleman. Coleman is Coleman. And anyway, so I got involved in a charity event for him. And it was kind of a small thing. And I was like, you know what, I kind of want to do something a little more. And so we actually gave half of Outdoor Beard sales for a week to this family. And that kind of woke me up a little bit, kind of seeing what they go through. And then I got involved in some other families, and I kind of got more involved. And it's a thing for me. Like, I love kids. I love having kids. My kids are amazing. And before I had kids, I actually didn't like kids. And then I had them, and I was like, oh, this is what this is. And now I love other people's kids. I love talking to them. And so yeah, kids with cancer is something that we want to get more involved in. As the company grows, I want to make sure that stays as a mainstay within the company.
That's awesome. And there's something to be said when companies aren't just about making money, when it's about giving back. And that's awesome that you're doing that.
Yeah.
We got about 5 minutes left.
And usually I'm about to run out of battery on my phone.
Well, I was gonna say, this is the point where we leave it up to you, and we give you a few minutes to plug anything you want having to do with your company, whatever you're doing. So plug away, man.
Cool. Okay. So,
and we're gonna put on beard oil while you're doing that.
Oh, awesome.
I'm gonna put on some beard oil while you're doing that.
Plug a buddy of mine's channel here too while I'm on this.
Sounds good.
So for Outdoor Beards, if you want to check us out, outdoorbeards.com. That's the website where you can purchase everything. We're actually about to be on walmart.com too. I got approved for that, and I'm working on it. That'll launch in the next week. Facebook is /Outdoor Beards. Instagram is @outdoor_beards. I have a Twitter account. I don't use it. Don't bother. I never understood the tweet. I don't know. Anyway.
The world would be better without Twitter.
I agree 100% with what Jeremiah just said.
And then for YouTube, I do have a YouTube channel. It's just /Outdoor Beards on YouTube. That one is more of a personal thing. I was telling these guys about that earlier. I use YouTube to explore my creativity. And so I just kind of put whatever I want up there, even though it's associated with the business. I'm the owner and I get to do what I want. Therefore, that's I came up with it. I'll do what I want. Anyway, my hiking buddy, though, his name is Brandon. And his YouTube channel is Grenz Adventures. So GRENZ Adventures. And he and I go backpacking together. He's the guy I got into this with. And he does trip videos. So he shows off where he goes. And he's getting pretty good. He just upgraded his camera. He started using Adobe Premiere. And his videos are coming along. So go check him out too.
That sounds amazing, man. That sounds amazing. And my beard smells so good right now.
What'd you put in?
Like, I put in the s'mores.
Okay, Jeremiah?
I like happy wife, happy life,
Yeah.
This one's on the rocks. I've never smelled it before.
That's a vanilla bourbon.
my
Oh,
hand.
yeah, that smells. I've got that. I've used that.
Smell my
I'm
hand.
not smelling your hand.
Smell it.
There's no way I'm smelling your hand right now.
This is what they tune in for.
This is what we deal with every single
This
time.
is typical.
I love it.
Trash. Weirdo.
For those of you listening, I was just grabbing John's hand. That's why he's calling me a weirdo.
I just wanted the paper towel he dried his hands off with, and he decided he wanted to hold my hand seductively. I don't know. It's really weird.
It's
So-
the beard. It's the beard balm, man. The smell just
Changes everything.
yeah. Apparently,
Everything. But dude, we do love this stuff. Genuinely love this stuff.
Thank you.
And I've really enjoyed it. So thank you for being on the channel. It's been a lot of
You're
fun.
welcome. Thank you for having me. This was awesome. I was super nervous, honestly.
No way, bro.
You got nothing to be nervous about.
I do YouTube videos, but I get to edit those YouTube videos. And this one, I was like, I've never done this before. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well,
This
here's
was
the
fun. It's a lot
guarantee
of
for
fun.
everybody who's on our channel. It's a guarantee for everybody who's on our channel. They're going to have a higher IQ than the combined IQ of the two guys interviewing them. So you're always going to be in good shape if you're on this show.
Awesome.
No worries about that one, man. No
Hey,
worries
I'll
about
come
that.
back anytime. You hit me up. I'll come back. This was a blast.
That's awesome, man.
Oh, hey,
That's awesome.
I just got an order on Outdoor Beards. My phone just popped up. I've got
Very
a little
cool.
notification every time I get an order. So somebody watching this just ordered from my website. So thank you very much, whoever that was.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, man, have a good one, and we'll catch up with you real soon.
Hey, you two guys. Thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll see you. That was all right.
That's cool,
That
man.
was fun, man. That was a lot of fun. We just met the guy who made this stuff. Like, and I'm genuinely saying this. You know, it's good stuff.
I like that he doesn't use coconut oil because Brad told me that he doesn't like coconut oil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He's your beard aficionado, isn't he?
Bro, he knows about beards, I think.
Yeah.
The proof's in the pudding, they say.
Yeah, I guess so, man. I guess so. But it was definitely a good time. Definitely a good time. And we'll definitely want to get him back on maybe before too long, maybe in a year or two or something, see how the business has grown and what it's doing. And
Yeah,
and all of
absolutely.
that.
And hear about his adventures.
Oh, yeah. I want to hear about his backpacking adventures.
Yeah, hopefully he can get the kids out with him.
Yeah. As they get a little older.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Also, just a quick plug. We this next Monday we'll be back on at 8:30 p.m. We're gonna be interviewing Justin Sylvester.
Yeah.
It's good in the woods.
Yeah.
Justin Sylvester.
It is good in the woods.
Yeah, I'm real excited to have him on here. And then the week after that, why don't you tell us about our guest? The week after that,
We had, if you didn't already hear, I don't think we made an official announcement. We just mentioned it in a previous recording. But if you like to read, especially anything to do with through hiking, I like to listen to the audiobooks. I don't really love the reading. But he wrote Free Outside. He did the Triple Crown in 1 calendar year. Like literally, I'm listening to the book right now. I was just listening to it earlier today, finishing it up. And backpacking through the snow. Like imagine doing the hardest parts of the AT, CDT, and PCT, but you're in like 2 feet of snow.
Yep.
Yeah. So Jeff Garmier is his name, and we plan on having him on a week after Justin.
Yep. So we got some great guests coming up. Also, we're gonna start doing some giveaways here real soon. We got some things that we're gonna be able to give over to you guys. Want to make sure that more than anything, like we said last week, we like to give back to you guys. So if we have the opportunity to hook you guys up with some free gear, we're going to do it. But if that's all you've got, Jeremiah, I think it's time to go ahead and start signing off for this.
Yeah. Much love, folks. Thanks for coming. It's always a pleasure. I'm glad we got to do like a little surprise live stream on a Friday night. And it lined up perfectly with the Shields. So if you came from the Shields, thank you and welcome. And we do it. We've been doing it like 9, 7, 8, 10, 15 times in a row every Monday.
Yep. So we're just glad to have you